Hi, welcome to our session on shoulder stability. You might be wondering why we do shoulder stability exercises. The idea is that we are accessing the smaller muscles within the shoulders um, so that we can recruit the larger muscles more effectively. The shoulder is made out of roughly 4 joints and 17 muscles, and because of the mobility in swimming, it is more prone to injury. So we want to prevent injury through the use of the small muscles. We want to access the larger muscles via the small muscles so that we can get more power in the stroke. We also want the smaller muscles recruited so we have a better body position, shoulder position, and access on both the entry and the recovery. What you will need today is possibly some cooking ingredients. We might get into cooking instruction, seeing as though we're doing a lot of dry land training, but we don't want anything really heavy. So the heaviest you want for really big guys, so that would be a kilogram or 2 kilograms. This is about 750 grams. Most a small tin or a salt and pepper shaker is enough. If we go onto larger weights, what happens is we bypass the smaller muscles and we only access the larger muscles. So we don't actually work the smaller muscles. So we want to use a salt and pepper shaker, or if you have a TheraBand or elastic band that you can tether to the side, those work brilliantly. So we're going to start off, I'm going to use the salt and pepper shaker for me, and we're going to do, first one is internal rotations. So the idea is that we would be tethering that to a wall and we would be pulling towards the body. We're going to do 10 internal rotations. Remember to keep the elbow in, close to the body, and it's just the movement of the arm. The arm should also be at 90 degrees, pretty much in that direction. And we begin to be pulling. It might not feel as though you're doing any exercise, and that's probably the best feeling to have. As I said earlier, if you use heavier weights, you will be recruiting larger muscle groups, and this exercise would be pretty much ineffective for the shoulder stability exercises. So we'll do on that side, and the same on the other side. Internal rotations, elbow in, there we go. The next one is our external rotations. The idea would be to have the tethered that side. You'd be having the arm here, and you would be extending the arm outwards. Once again, the salt shaker, same position. We're now just moving the body, the arms in this position, outwards. If you feel on the top of the chest, it should be quite relaxed on the way out, and you should actually feel the muscle, small muscle underneath, being recruited. Same on this side, pulling out. Remember to keep the elbow in, and just the movement around the shoulder. These shoulder stability exercises you can do every day. you're standing, waiting, or anything. It doesn't really take a lot of effort. The other way of doing it is also just, if you don't have anything nearby, is to use the resistance of the hand. So if we're doing outward rotations, take the non-working hand, hold it around the wrist, and we just put a light pressure on the outward. Now, if we wanted to come inwards, we would just put pressure on this side and a little bit of pressure on the inside. So those are our inward and outward rotations. We then have the upward rotation. Shoulder, elbow in line, hands, wrists, and it's a simple movement of just up, there's also the upward rotation from this side. We want to do 10 of each on one arm and 10 of each on the other arm. We're then going to take something, you can pretend it's a ball, and the idea is to be throwing the ball against a wall. So you want to be moving the arm pretty straight. You want to be almost just throwing the ball against the wall. We'll do 20 of those. We're going to turn to the other direction. With all of these postures, you don't want to be arching the back. You want to tuck it in, engage the core, and again. The last of the stability exercises that I'm going to show is a scapular sort of pulling together towards the spine. So first we'll do it just frontwards. So the idea is not to lift the shoulders, but actually pull the chest and the scapula back towards the spine. Thanks. See you tomorrow.